Yeah. Okay, good.
Hey, Scott. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Bill. Good morning.
Good
All
morning.
right. I'm gonna
How are
make,
you?
Morning.
make you the host. All right. Here we go. We're all pumped up and excited, Scott. So, you know, we're waiting on Philly to come in. We need Philly.
I know, man. I can't believe that. When they told me that, I was just like, it just stabbed me in the heart. We were I mean that was a curveball for us for sure. So sorry about that.
Yeah. I mean, we have other people that's joining us in the DMV area and other states. So they're all pumped up. Some people wrote it already in different states. So they're excited. They're very excited. So,
Yeah, good. Good. For good reason. For
oh
good
yeah, for
reason. I
good
think it's
reason.
a great product, obviously. So
Awesome
we're
product.
excited too. This is a long time coming,
Yep.
as you know.
Oh yeah. I've been waiting for this day. Uh,
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
talking about it, raving on YouTube and social media, and yeah, this is it. So we're very excited.
Good. Good, good, good.
So it's your show. You call it how you want, whenever you want to start.
Yeah, we can go ahead and kick it off. Good morning, everybody. I don't have like a crazy PowerPoint presentation for you guys today. I think we'll keep this a little bit more free flowing, but Bill asked me to hop on here. My name's Scott Grody. I'm the RVP or wholesaler with Transamerica. Great to be here with you all. Um, I think what we want to kind of do today is just talk about like pre-qualifications, right, Bill? Um, I think we want to talk about, where to go, best practices for writing policies, tracking your new business, pending cases, things like that. So you guys are equipped to do all of that stuff. I think first and foremost, the main thing that you guys need to remember, and I can share my screen here so you can see, but um, and actually what I'll do is I'll put this in the chat so you guys have it too. But to be successful with Transamerica, to have access to these products. Oh, that didn't copy everything. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. Okay. I put it in the chat there. The second link I put in is secure.transamerica.com. This is your guys' agent portal, right? So this is where your kind of home base is with us. You need to have access to this in order to be successful with us. Okay, so right off the bat, I just want you guys to make sure that you're comfortable, that you've registered in there, and you have practiced going in and out of that website. Because without that, you can't access our applications, our pre-qualification tools, and things like that. So make sure that you're registered on there. Obviously, you have to be appointed with us before you can get access to that. So first and foremost, if you guys are not appointed with us, get appointed with us first. Once you get appointed, you'll go to that website and you'll register. But I'll share my screen here so you guys can see what that kind of looks like. Oh, maybe I won't. Give me just a second here. Good time to have some technical difficulties, right? And of course, this is a good time for me to not be able to get into the website for you guys. I apologize. It's giving me a hard time this morning. But Bill, do you have access to it by chance on your end?
Yeah, I do. I could do it.
Would you mind maybe going to that website real quick?
One second.
I was just in here. I can't believe this. Before we got on, I was just in the website. Everything was working good.
All right, there we go.
All right, that looks like the website. Yeah. All right, perfect. Thanks for doing that, Bill.
Yep.
So this is that website we were talking about. This is the secure.transamerica.com portal. As you can see, when Bill logged in, we've got different tiles you can select, right? So Bill, if you scroll down just a little bit, we should have the FE Express solution on the left there. I know a big focal point, and I think what we've seen is a lot of folks wondering if their client's going to be accepted for this product, and they want to know quickly, right? When you guys are in the house, when you're on the go, it's important to get the answers quickly. So, Bill, if you select that Transamerica FE Express Solution launch button there.
Now I can't because I got to pay appointment fees
Oh,
because I'm in
okay.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I already paid them yesterday, so I'm still waiting for it to so I can write
Okay.
in other states. So it's not going to show me guys, but I seen other agents who are in other states, resident states, they can do it. So I can't
Yeah.
do it because I'm in Pennsylvania.
And that's a good point to pause for this right now. This is probably a good call out. This is something that I think we had set up front, a couple months ago. Hey, in preparation for this launch, please make sure that your appointments are all up to date. Because this product is instant, because we're binding coverage instantly, because we're paying so quickly, everything on your end, all your contracting pieces have to be done ahead of time in order to have access, right? Because without that, we can't finalize the product, we can't finalize and place the case in force, we can't issue the policy. So there's no point in moving forward. So basically, if you guys are thinking of doing, business outside of Pennsylvania, you have non-resident license, please, please, please make sure that you're updating our contracting team as soon as possible. Just let them know right now, any states that you're appointed in that you think you might write business in. And the reason why I say, this is really important is because we've had a huge influx, and this is what we had kind of expected. We had a huge influx of contracting, new agents, getting agents recontracted, and then of course adding all of the states that they're appointed in. What that has done is put a strain on our contract and licensing team, of course. So they're running a little behind right now. Okay, so if you guys, like I said, if you guys think you're going to do business in another state that you're already contracted in, please, please, please make sure you send that information to our contracting team. Let them know, hey, please make sure I'm set up for Virginia or whatever it is, and they can get to work on that right away. So there's no delays when you guys actually want to go write a policy, right? So just a fair warning on that. They are a bit behind right now in processing. But what you would see here, and sorry we can't get in on it right now. I'm having issues on my end getting in, and it looks like Bill, when he clicks that launch button, isn't allowing him to move forward either. But what you would see is basically an option that would come up where you can start an application or you can do a pre-qualification. Okay, so when you click that launch button for Transamerica FE Express Solution, a new window would appear, and you could either start a new app or do a pre-qualification. The pre-qualification is basically think of it this way. It's as good as the information you're putting in, right? So if you know your client has diabetes, COPD, they're on these medications, etc., you can plug all that stuff in, and then it'll tell you, if they get approved at select, if they're getting pushed to graded or declined, right? So it'll tell you right then and there. Now, obviously, it's not running an MIB report. It's not doing any of that stuff on the back end like the full application's doing. So just keep that in mind, right? If you do a pre-qual and the client tells you they only have X, Y, and Z, but when they do the application, more stuff comes up. That's where you might see a difference in what that risk class is. But I just wanted to call out where that pre-qualification tool was. You guys should all have access to that. If you don't, for some reason, please let me know.
And
Were you looking
also,
to show something here, Bill?
and also there's a training also today at 12 o'clock that they have for Transamerica period. I just want to, just in case they can't see it, you guys are like, oh, I want to see something. All right. Here it is. I'm gonna put it inside the chat box just so we have it today at 12 o'clock. Okay. Deep dive with Everest, meet the underwriters at 8 o'clock at 1. But I just want to send that over to everyone just so you guys have it. You can register now for 12 o'clock. Just to have another deep dive into Everest. I know we did a training. So you guys will see this right here. Okay. And you can fill this out, this form out here, and you guys can log into that today at 12. So I'll be sending this over to you guys right now, just so you have it and put it in the chat. Just wanted to say that, Scott. That's all.
Well, I appreciate that. It looks like, Bill, can you go back to that homepage on secure.transamerica.com? Looks like Linda was wondering if we could show
Sure.
where to go for that pre-qualification tool. All right, so Linda, this is the homepage here of secure.transamerica.com. On the left side of the screen, you see where it says Transamerica FE Express Solution. There's that launch, but the blue launch button on that square, on that tile there. If you select that, a new window should open up for you, and you should have an option to start a new application or do a pre-qualification tool.
You guys want me to log in?
Oh, that's right. You could log in, Arby, right? Because you in Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if you can. Yep.
Oh,
Let me
so
make you
Yeah,
the host with the most.
teamwork, right?
yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Appreciate that, Aubrey.
Yeah.
There you
Those.
go.
Hey, you here for us? So, let's see here.
People just getting their internets back, from someone I know down in Georgia, South Carolina. They're just getting their electric and internet back.
Very true.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Bill, I've been out of town. Basically, I was out of town all of September, and I just got home finally last night. And my neighbor has a big tree. We got high winds here in Indianapolis from the hurricane and heavy rain, I
Wow.
guess, while
All
I
the
was
way.
gone. Yeah, all the way up
Jeez.
here. Couldn't believe it. So I came home and I have two giant branches in my backyard I got to get cut up now, that fell off this tree next door. So
Dang.
yeah, I hope everybody is okay. Their families are okay. I know that was a pretty scary storm that came through.
Definitely.
Most definitely. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Aubrey, at the top of the screen, you see where it says pre-qualification?
Yep.
Can you click on that? So you click that and I hope did everybody see that? It was on that. Maybe we go back and we can kind of call that out. So he logged in, he clicked on that FE Express Solution Launch button, and then this window appears. Yep,
I just want to show people the,
I appreciate it. Yeah.
yeah.
And then if there's any cases he'll have, it shows them right there listed, and then at the top you'll see pre-qualification. He's going to click on that. And then right here, boom, you can just start plugging in height, weight, and any medical information, anything they have, any concerns, any conditions.
Anybody want to shout out, the situation?
I like that it's pre-qualifying them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, this could save you a lot of time. It's very quick, as you can see. I mean, this is really pretty straightforward, right?
I
So
mean,
you can do this right there before you even submit an application.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so it tells you, boom, pre-qualified, they get these benefits. And then you can go to dashboard or you can go to quote, right?
can I put in a scenario just in,
Please, yeah. Yeah, let's
um,
test it out.
all right, so let's say someone's blue away and they have something and they're a tobacco smoker. Nicotine.
Yeah, select tobacco. Wow.
That was 290 pounds, 6 foot, you know.
Hmm.
I know somebody's thinking of someone right now. So let's try um, diabetes, right?
Mm-hmm.
No terminal illness, no alcoholism. Um, oh, let's try something. Let's do some DUI. I don't want it to be
Test it out.
boring, right? Uh, let me see.
Shayla, to answer your question, I see it in the chat. She asks, is Everest available in Pennsylvania? Right now, we don't even have this product approved in Pennsylvania. Well, excuse me, we do have it approved. It has not been added to the electronic application, excuse me, for you guys to access yet. So that is in the process of being turned on. I don't have a launch date yet for that, but it is coming soon, is what I've been told. So as soon as the product is available for Pennsylvania, yes, Everest, my understanding, Everest will be added on that product.
So I have a question with this scenario. Someone qualifies for the Everest funeral concierge, but doesn't qualify for the other two.
So this scenario looks like they were approved for graded, right? So with graded, that structure's a little bit different on that. It's a different product, right? It's a different rate.
Mhm.
Graded is going to be, the 2-year wait period on that death benefit. And with that graded product, yeah, there's no nursing home benefit rider, accelerated death benefit rider. It does still allow for that funeral concierge rider, though.
Gotcha. And that's the DUI and diabetic.
I
So
think the combination of those two is what did that. Yeah.
yeah, it's a certain
Yeah.
combination.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want me to this time proceed to the application? Or,
Yeah, if you want to play around with that, just do some click throughs. We can do that too. Absolutely.
I noticed that it
Because
didn't ask male or female with the height and weight bill.
mm-hmm.
I guess that's
And
not
and
enough.
that's yeah, that's correct. That's a little different on this one. for pre-qualification. It's not deciding one way or the other, or it's not having a weighting one way or the other yet, right? The height and weight, obviously that can vary quite a bit, but yeah, on the pre-qual, it's not asking that. Now, if you do this, right, Aubrey, if you're going through here selecting all these options, yes, no, and at the end you want to go forward with starting an application, what should happen is it should actually move all these questions over into the app, so you don't have to go and fill them out again. Let's see if it does that for us.
Okay.
See, so now we have a gender, right, and state.
Yeah, let's do Maryland. Let's do. Said no to that. Solve for coverage or solve for premium.
Yeah, you can do either or, right? If you want to solve for premium, that you're putting in a face amount. Otherwise, solve for coverage, you can put in, yeah, if they want to pay whatever, $100 a month.
$30,000 in coverage. 100 a month. Okay.
Yep.
And wow, and it says start application. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah,
It's
so we kind of
very
pre-qualified
easy.
them. You selected your monthly budget, and then if you hit that start application, it'll just move right into the app.
Now, can you explain this part right here? So if someone give us an explanation of this.
Yeah, so this product can be sold either in person or virtually. It does not matter, but the process is a little bit different, and the signature process is a little bit different whether you're in person or if you're doing this virtually, right? You need to make sure you're honest with this, because if my understanding is that tech can see behind the scenes, if you said you were in person, right, and your partner or your client goes to sign the app later, it comes from a different IP address, or is not the same as where you are. Apparently they can see that. So make sure that when you're selecting this, you are honest. Like I said, the virtual process, signature process is a little bit different than the in-person, but both of which essentially get you to a click to sign, right? So it's gonna generate a digital, like electronic signature, and the client's just going to click to accept that signature.
Yeah. So which one should we?
Let's do why don't we do in person for this one, just to see what that looks like. You got your state. So yeah, this is an important thing to call out too. Some folks may have multiple writing numbers. Make sure you have the correct one selected, right? So got that started. Start application. So since this product is, 100% electronic, since everything is e-delivered, you have to, I guess the client has to opt into doing this electronic business. It's a requirement here.
Yep. Yep. And they say that, read that out loud, which I always do.
Mm-hmm. So let's just say we're not replacing anything, right? This is just a disclosure. And then boom, you start putting in client's information.
Reset. Oh, wait. Okay.
So, yep, and this is important too. The email address, I know this has been a sticking point, but again, because this is 100% electronic, the client does need to have an email address. Now, I do think that one of the nice things about this is, if you're doing a virtual sale, at the end of it, it's going to send an email to the client. They're going to click on that email and basically create a username and a password, which will give them access to their own client portal. And from that client portal, they can make changes to their policy if need be. So if they need to update their banking information, if they need to change their beneficiary information, they can do it on their own without having to go back to you, without having to call the company. So I know the email, especially for this demographic, the emails for some folks is difficult. I don't have any workaround for that. It is required in order to get this policy submitted.
Got it. And you said they received a,
So we would just go and get them an email address.
Yeah, and that's what I've
Email.
heard. I think a lot of agents will just help them if they don't have one, just help them get signed up for one, and
Yeah.
and then they can receive that email. Yeah.
yeah. And that welcome letter where they set up their account, when do they receive that?
When do they receive that? They get it, I think it's almost instant. So when they go through this as part of that signature process actually for virtual sales, so they'll receive that like within a minute of submitting.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
it's
can
pretty
help them
quick.
set that up. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like our old app where you wait. We said it was about 10 minutes. Sometimes it took 24 hours. This one is instant. Like things are happening so fast. So there's no more waiting.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep going or?
I don't know. What do you think, Bill? It's up to you guys if you want to go down that path or you want to. I mean, this is it's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah.
You go through
Yeah.
your
Forward. Understandable.
Yeah, you fill out the client's information, right? And then you're gonna fill out, you're gonna put in, whether the medical questions that's gonna automatically populate over from that quick quote that we did. And then after you complete that, you'll get the approval notice, right? Then it'll say, hey, so you put in client information, you put in the medical information, and then it'll say, you're qualified for up to 50,000. And at that point, they can adjust the coverage if you want. So I know we selected $100 a month. It gave us about $30,000 of coverage. You can actually still make adjustments to that before moving forward at that point. So, so you select your coverage and nail that down. And then you put in your banking and your beneficiary information, right? So what I want to drive home here, you're not putting in banking and beneficiary information before they're qualified, before they're approved, which is really cool, right? So it really takes about 10 minutes to get the client approved. And then you're going to put in the banking information and beneficiary information, and then you're going to sign, and then it gets issued.
If it's done telephonic, does it have to be recorded?
Sorry, Linda, I didn't catch that.
If it's a telephonic application, does it have to be recorded?
No, the phone call? No, it does not need to be recorded. Nope. Yeah, and there's no phone interview required. There's nothing other than completing the application and getting the signatures. So there are 0 amendments, which I am so happy to share that because I think in the past we've had some issues with having too many amendments. So there are no going back and forth with underwriting. There's no going back and forth with new business. This is 100% automated. And as you can see, pretty transactional, right? So it's going to save you and your clients a lot of time and a lot of headache, right? You're not going to have to go track down any forms. You're not going to go, compete with underwriting and try to prove your point. It is 100% instant decision.
Also, I like the feature that when you can resume something. As you see, I got a client who, kind of I got to get back in touch with, but you can resume what you were doing, but also you can get straight to the quote, um, and it does the same thing. It goes once you put in the demographics, you can go straight to application as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for that call out, Aubrey. So yeah, to your point, just like the pre-qualification on the quote tool, whatever you select, right, age, gender, risk class, the face amount, it's gonna when you hit start application after that, it's gonna transition all that information automatically into the application, so you don't have to re-select that stuff.
Mm.
Now,
That's a good one right there.
sometimes I know sometimes folks want to talk to underwriting. Sometimes you're out in the field and you're not sure about a medication, you're not sure about a scenario. Maybe it's not clear on a pre-qualification tool. I'm gonna put in a phone number here into the chat. This is the number to it's kind of a generic number to our sales desk, but there's a prompt on there when you call this number to go to underwriting. Okay, so if you want to talk to an underwriter, not just for final expense, but also for term, or if you have an IUL and you want to see, based off of their medical conditions, based off their medications they're taking, something that doesn't sound right or isn't in the guide that you can't find, call this number, call 866-545-9058, and then you can hit the prompt to talk to underwriting and just let them know, hey, I've got a female. She's born in 1966. This is the medication she's taking, whatever the scenario is. And that underwriter, the live person, can tell you, what best to quote them at, right? If it's going to be, on a term policy, if it's going to be a standard non-tobacco, or if it's going to be, select for the FE Express, they can tell you right then and there over the phone based off the information you have. So you guys don't have to always rely on just the pre-qualification online tool. If you're more comfortable chatting with somebody, we have that available too. Like I said, and they're pretty quick to pick up. So if you call that number, there should be a prompt that just takes you right to underwriting. They change it periodically. Sometimes they make you go to sales first. So if you click the option for sales support, just let them know, hey, I want to talk to an underwriter. They'll transfer you to an underwriter real quick.
Perfect.
But again, that's for all product lines too. So it's not just the final expense, right? We have, competitive term. We have 2 IUL products. We've got a traditional. We have 2 final expense options as well.
I have a question.
Yeah.
At the end, once it's done and you're able to submit the application and all that, and clients pretty much going to get the product. For the Everest side, how do we, some agents want to help assist that client with helping them with Everest. They might want to do the will, the living will, power of attorney with the client at the time. So what happens is the client get an email? Do they get like a code? Like how do they get in the software? How does that work?
Yes. Yeah, they're gonna get an email with
Okay.
Everest information. So they'll get an email from Everest. It's gonna give them details on how they can get in and register for Everest. And that's a great point, Bill. this is a great way for you guys to uncover more information, to get closer to your clients, to build that relationship, maybe even uncover some more opportunity with family members and such. There's a lot that Everest offers. It's not just funeral planning, but like you said, there's some like legal documents that they can hold on their portal,
Gotcha.
wills and things like that. So, you know, definitely have them look out for that email. I think it's a great idea to be there with them if you can, or on the phone with them, or maybe do a virtual call with them if you're not in the same state, you know, so that you can help them register for that Everest website. And then you can kind of go through it together, excuse me, to help them out, build that relationship. And like I said, you might even uncover some more details from them. But yeah, Bill, you guys did my understanding, I was out a couple weeks ago. You guys did a call with Everest, right?
Yeah.
And Steve Weber.
Yeah, they went over everything. We did a call directly
Cool.
with Everest, a Zoom. It's on my YouTube channel. She went through everything, which was great,
Awesome.
you know, but just
Awesome.
she didn't like give the processing of the transfer of the email
Got it.
she didn't give that part. But
Yep.
everything else she did. And I
Yeah.
figure like if we just know how to log in, we can probably do it from there, you know, and help the
For
client
sure.
and do it for them. And that opens up the doors to more referrals.
We may
Because
we may have like a demo login. So I know that there was one floating around a while ago. I don't know if it's still active or not, but that I'm gonna write a note down. And that way, what I'll do is I'll follow up and see if I still have that demo login that I can share with you guys.
perfect. Okay.
If I am able to get it, I just ask that, and it is still active. I ask that you guys do not share it with everybody. I don't think they want it just floating around for everyone necessarily, but it's going to be like my understanding is like a sandbox. You can get in there and kind of and click around and see and familiarize yourself with what that portal looks like, so that when you do have a client, you want to, you know, walk through the process, you get that email and you help them register, you'll know, you know, kind of where to guide them, right? So I'll see if I can get that for us, and then I'll share that to you, Bill.
That's perfect because that's the whole point. I mean, they're going to want a will, living will, and power of attorney, want to know what's next. And we're like, okay, well, once you become a client, then we can get, you know, open up that access. Now we know it's an email. We can get them set up a password. They can write it down. And then we can assist them with logging in and doing their funeral planning for them.
Absolutely.
And that opens up the doors, you know, to more referrals guys with their children, you know, for a lot of these seniors. So it's perfect. And we can help them with IULs or term or things like that too. So it opens up the more doors to more opportunities.
Totally. Michelle, do you have a question? I see a hand up.
Yes, I do. Couple questions. How quickly, once let's say we put the application in, that policy is going to be given to them digitally, right? It's going to be digital.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be electronically delivered.
Immediately.
Yeah, if they pay immediately,
Right.
they'll receive the email within a couple of minutes with their policy.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
In reference to Everest, will they have immediate, is it a time lapse between them being able to get into Everest?
There is a little bit of a time lapse. I think it's only 24 or 48 hours though. So if they go
Okay.
beyond that and they're not able to get in, let me know, because we'll
Okay.
get that fixed. Yeah, it shouldn't be more than 48 hours though.
Okay, so if we get them approved, then it's we should maybe just make an appointment to get with them in another 48 hours to help them with the Everest part.
It's probably, yeah, a little safer to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think you won't have access necessarily right off the bat. Yeah. To just
Okay.
transition from the app. And that's a good point. You'll have to wait for that email to come through, and from Everest, it will take just a little bit longer to come through. So probably best to schedule something, yeah, after 48 hours just to be safe.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that because I didn't know how
Mhm.
quick that happened. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
It's awesome. I know some people, I wish I had some people on here. Some people wrote and they got paid really quickly within 2 days. And she's not on here because she's at an event. Some other people couldn't jump on here, but some people wrote it when it first came out, I think like on a Tuesday, and they got paid on a Thursday.
Hmm.
They were drafting it for October. This was in September, guys.
Hmm.
So that was good. They attached it to Social Security billing. If you guys have seen a lot of seniors, I love that. Attached to their Social Security, checking account that they use for Social Security, and it's how I've been selling. But yeah, I'm just saying
Yeah, no, that's
some things,
a
guys. I
great
wanted
point.
people to tell their experience, and she made, I think she did 2 policies. She's in Maryland, and she made some great money. I'm sorry, Michelle got her hand up. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh no, I asked my question, but now that you did bring up another one. Um, so the Social Security part, when it asks ways to pay, um, how does that work?
So there's a few options to pay with this product, right? You can do with Social Security, you can do Direct Express MasterCard, which we
Okay.
accept.
Okay.
Yep. We are one of the few carriers that still accepts Direct Express MasterCard. And then we can link it to their account that they're getting paid into, right? Like Bill was talking about. So the way it works is that we're actually pulling the money out within a couple of hours of them getting paid.
Okay.
So if they get paid the third Wednesday of every month, and that Wednesday happens to be a holiday, and Social Security pays them the day before, our system is actually it actually works very well. It links up with the same exact day that they get paid, even if it's an off-schedule payment like that.
Mhm.
We're still pulling the money out within a couple of hours that the day early in that scenario, to ensure that they have money in the account, right? So I think that's kind of the fear with the fixed income, to make sure that there's money in the account. You want that coming out when they get paid, and our Social Security billing is linking it up. So like I said, it's within a couple of hours of them getting paid.
Now, I have a question because you said that in order to do this product, they have to be the payer, insurer, and owner. Now, once they get the product, they can change the owner and everything in the back office if they wanted. So let's say her daughter, let's say they had it coming out her Social Security check, but then now her daughter says, I want to pay for it. That can be done. Is there like a lag time because it's dealing with Social Security? Whether when that will be able to, when they want to change their payment method.
No, I don't think there's any lag time. We will allow you to go in and change it right after you get the policy put in force. So say they go in, you get the policy today, they pay today, and recurring payments are set up, whatever, for the following month on the 15th or something. You could, once the policy is in force, the client can go into that portal and make those changes for recurring payments to be, somebody else is paying it next month.
Right.
So that can happen. Yeah, there's no delay in that. That brings up a good point though. So that you are correct, Michelle. So we have to currently have the payer, the insured, and the owner being the same person in order to issue this policy right now.
Right.
That's changing though. I think this is going live on the 15th. I'll get confirmation on this too. So we're not gonna be as strict with that, as we're gonna go back to, like, look, we understand, like, sometimes there's multiple people on an account, and or maybe they share an account, right? But only one of them is on the account, so that maybe the spouse pays for the policy, right? But they're not the insured.
Right.
It's very common. That is getting changed so that we're going to allow for those flexibilities. And again, I'll confirm this, but I believe it's the 15th of October.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I just kind
Yeah,
of
but-
wanted to get, clear on that.
Yeah, but in the meantime, that's a great point. The
Mhm.
workaround is, yeah, just do the insured, payer, and owner as the same person right now. Once the policy's in force, they will have access to go in and change those, and we won't be able to stop you from doing that.
So Scott, I have a quick question. So if I sign someone up now, all right, like say if I sign someone up and they want to get their mom insurance, get their mom covered, they have to make their mom the full owner and everything. So come the 15th, then you can switch it into the daughter's name because she wants to be responsible for the policy.
Correct. Yeah, Clifton, you would have to currently, so if you went and met with them tomorrow, you would have to set it up so that the mother would be the owner, the insured, and the payer. And then like I said, I believe it's the 15th. Come the 15th, any new application that you go to submit, you'll be able to structure it differently. So you'll be able to have different owner and payer and insured. But for this scenario you're talking about, if you wanted to submit the policy now, you could submit it as the mother being the owner, the insured, and the payer, get it in force, and then you could make those changes on the back end once it's in force. That's not a problem.
Okay, cool. And is that by system or calling to make the changes?
It's a restriction. So that's being limited right now by the system. Now, if you're asking if you can make those changes through the system, the answer is yes to that. So if for instance you get that policy put in force this well, let's just say Monday the 7th, then later that day you could actually have the client go into that portal that they're going to have access to and change the owner after the policy's in force.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to go into a strategy and get your thoughts on this, Scott, because Everest has a PDF that you can present to seniors or clients. It's a PDF, guys, and it goes over the Everest benefits. It's a consumer PDF, and I'm going to get it from them. And I wanted to do a Zoom with all you guys, how to set up or do a Chick-fil-A day using that presentation, using that to fill out a survey, to maximize the amount of clients that you can get. So this way you can have basically it's fishing, you're just throwing the net out, and I know most people are doing cold leads, mailers, and they're cold, so you got to warm up. But if you actually would do a Chick-fil-A day at a lot of the senior centers, they don't have to be poor, they can be middle income or upper income, they just live in senior developments or something. But if you do a Chick-fil-A day, you do it right, with a bunch of nuggets, you make a salad. Basically, I make them a Chick-fil-A salad. If you do it right and you do a survey right, you will collect a lot of leads out of that, because no one has a living will and power of attorney attachment to their final expense or their policies. And most people have predatory life insurance, that we have here, a lot of list of experience of clients that buy things in the mail with basically graded products, okay, guaranteed issue products. And the problem with that is they're spending a very high premium for that forever. Okay. And the thing is, they might be able to get first day with trans. So my thing is, we're going to do a Zoom for that, guys. There'll be a marketing side of that. So this way you could save a lot of cost of a lot of money. And if you do want to buy leads, we have pre-approach letters that you could send off to old leads to make them warm leads. Okay. They're cheaper, $1, $3, $4 mailers in your area. We can show you that too. So is that okay, guys, that we do a Zoom, a marketing Zoom, so we can use the tool, the writer, as our marketing guy? Because no one has this, Scott. No, there's no one on the market that's doing
It's
it
different.
Like
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on something?
I think it's a great approach. I mean, to me, you're coming in and talking about benefit of a life insurance policy, but you're not talking about a death benefit, right? Which is what most people think of when they think of life insurance. You're coming in talking about Everest, which has a ton of functionality, right? It has a ton of benefits, not just for when they pass away and their beneficiary gets help from them, right? But when they're alive and they want to set up their will, that which a lot of people frankly just haven't thought of, right? I don't know what the statistics are, but I can promise you there are not enough people that have set up a will, right? And to have that as kind of a hook to say, hey, look, like, have you thought of this? What happens when you pass away? How do you structure all your assets? Where are you going to put this stuff? Do you have your beneficiaries aligned? And it gets them thinking, right? And it gets them thinking about not life insurance, but all these other questions you're asking, right? It's just attached to a life insurance policy. And then to your point, you know, a lot of folks in those homes are going to have a graded benefit or a guaranteed issue benefit. With us, I think, you know, what we've found is I think our underwriting is that competitive to where we're getting more folks, you know, approved at day one coverage where they don't have to wait for a graded death benefit, where the cost is lower, you know. I think that's a great approach. I love that.
Yeah, because you're not hurting the client. You're doing them a service. You're doing them a benefit. You're getting them first
Yeah.
day coverage. So I'll set that up. And guys, I just go in your back office and order the material, the FE Express material. I know you can order 50. Yeah, the FE Express toolkit. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, we're on that site too. You can print out the agent guide on there. I love that site. That site is awesome because there's so
Great.
much you
Yeah.
can do. I should pull that up. So maybe want to go over that a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's I just put that in the chat here for everybody, that link for the FE Express toolkit. Yeah, Bill is saying, yeah, it is a pretty cool website that we have available. Basically, when he gets in there, you know, you can get your agent guide, client guides, there's training modules,
There
we've
it is.
got videos you can watch.
Yeah. This site is awesome. Here's the agent guide because a lot of people are asking about that. I need the underwriting. I need the underwriting. It's right here. Just click on it. You can download it. You can go through the underwriting guide. And then a client guide is what you can order in the back office, guys. You guys can order this client guide booklet. It's great. I order 50 all the time. So if you're going to do a presentation, have the client guides, you know, staple your business card to the client guides.
Hey, Bill, real quick, can we
Sure.
click on that agent guide? When we're talking about pre-qualification, sometimes there might be a condition or something that comes up that, you know, maybe you don't want to go all the way through the pre-qualification tool. I just want to show, like, maybe if you can find where the conditions are, like right here, right? So we have Alzheimer's, right? You can very quickly, you know, if you click on that agent guide, you can very quickly see what the conditions are on the left-hand side. And then you can see, you know, any time frames and decision, right? If it's going to be declined or if it's going to be approved at select. But I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware, if you're doing pre-qualification stuff, field underwriting, and you have anybody that you're wondering what is asthma for Transamerica, you can click on that agent guide. It's all listed right here.
And this is awesome because while you're assessing the client, you guys should have this, you know, with you. But you can go right on the website and download it on your phone and look at it. And the client tells you, oh, I have you know, some type of congestive heart failure, you know? And you're like, okay, well, what else? Because, you know, we need to know everything else too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that. You're like, oh, wow, you can get first day coverage. And the client's eyes pop out like, what? You know?
And it's easy if it's just one, right? If you start
Yeah.
getting multiple conditions, I do really like the pre-qualification tool that we touched on, because what's different about our underwriting now versus our original final expense products is we're no longer stacking unrelated comorbidities, right? So we're no longer, meaning before, our underwriting said if you have something that would put you at standard and another thing that would put you at standard, even if they're not related, you're going to be graded, right?
Right.
The new underwriting says you can have 7 different or however unlimited different selects, if you will, or conditions. As long as they're not related, we're still going to get you approved for day one coverage, right? Why I like that pre-qualification tool is you don't have to be the one that says, oh, I think these are related or I don't think they're related. the pre-qualification tool is doing that for you. So it might say if you have diabetes and you're a smoker, these conditions combined are no good, right? So we're going to put you at graded, right? You don't have to make that decision. The system's going to tell you. But I did want to just kind of, like I said, just show this on the agent guide, just so you guys are familiar. If you have something that comes up, this has a good list of different conditions.
So your login is the same as your login for Secure Transamerica?
Sorry, the login
Oh yeah,
for
secure. Yeah, it's secure.transamerica.com.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And this, when we go to this particular toolkit, it's the same login.
Oh no, it's just the website right here,
Oh, it's
Michelle.
just
It's just the website. Yeah, right up here. If you can see, it's the transamerica.com FE-express-toolkit.
yeah, I put the link in the chat. If you click on that, it should just take you to the website. Is it pulling up what Bill has there if you click on that link?
Oh, I see the link. Okay. Yeah, I was just showing you guys there's training right here too on the page. There's training that you guys have for FE Express that kind of explains it even more. And it's videos too in this training. I was watching it.
The
Yeah,
videos
it
are
was like
nice.
10-minute videos. They were really
Yeah.
good if you guys really want some training. This is a public site. I had a question, and I know everyone wants to know this. How is Transamerica and the actuaries, going to keep a product like this long term? I mean, they're taking so much risk. It's so great. This is like the best thing ever seen in Final Expense.
That's a good question. I think like for final expense, we've always had some kind of aggressive part of our underwriting, if you will. In the past, we didn't have a height weight chart, right? We just didn't have one. And
Yeah.
so like we took on a lot of risk, right? And then we adjusted the product and we had, like diabetes with complications. Like there's different things that we've kind of always had, but we've had our struggles in different areas, right? I think that our underwriters, our actuaries have got this dialed in to where they are. I mean, look, in a time where a lot of carriers are pulling out of the final expense space, right? We've seen 4 or 5 different carriers stop doing final expense business. And then you see Transamerica come out with a new final expense product that's more aggressive, I think it says a lot about, where we're at, that we do believe in our underwriting, we believe in our pricing, our actuaries. I mean, Bill, I don't know. When it first came out, I said, get it while it's hot because I don't know how long this will last. We were just in a training last week in Cedar Rapids and we met with some of the underwriters, and I mean, they're very confident in where we're at right now for final expense. I don't see this changing.
Wow. I'm just blown away because it's me and it's other like agencies that I know that are not with me. Like, did you see the new Transamerica? And we're talking about it like,
Yeah.
oh, it's still going to be here. It was so good that we're scared. It's like
Yeah, I know. That's how I felt
such a
too.
good product. It's like, please, God, we're praying. Don't go anywhere in a year. Just let us keep our renewals.
Right.
So, I mean, and I'm talking to like big IMOs, that were friends, different things. And they were saying it. And I'm like, well, look, I talked to the big guy, and I had one-on-ones, with Steve, and he told me like, look, it's there. We had our actuaries. He told me the whole thing. I said the same. I just want to know your opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's something that I know we're going to write. And once you guys write this, and then you can help out beneficiaries with your great IUL, real quick, the highlights about the FF IUL. It was rated as what, the number one IUL. Go ahead.
Yeah, number one selling IUL in the industry, I think for the last like 12 quarters now, something like that. And that's based on policy count. Okay, so keep in mind, other carriers will say they're the number one selling IUL too. It might be for other reasons. Ours is total number of policies sold. We've sold the most policies for IULs, right? And we have continuously sold the most number. That is the FFIUL. It's built for the middle market, right? It's an easy entry point. We have a face amount that goes as low as $25,000. We have competitive non-med limits. We're actually, and Bill, this is putting the cart before the horse, but there are some adjustments coming to that policy here in a couple of weeks. I don't know if Steve told you about that or not, but the product's going to get even better. So I know that space is very competitive, and we're definitely fighting to continue to be at the top of the board there as well.
Like express
Yeah, exactly.
underwriting.
Not quite. It's not happening yet. That is going to happen probably in 2025. Is more instant for both term and IUL, more instant decision, instant issue, instant binding, like the FE Express. We're going to try to get our IUL and our term kind of on that model. Probably not going to happen until next year, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's where it's at. I mean, if you're making more adjustments, more improvements, I mean, for the IUL, this is great. I'm just saying that because I know Everest is a rider, you know, if they have over 250K in death benefit for that FFIUL, and a long-term care rider on top of that is just phenomenal. So, and I know many people are calling you or Chris or anyone else, and that you guys can provide one-on-one trainings. And I know we're wrapping this up. You could provide one-on-one trainings with the team. So you guys can get some of that training to illustrate if you need help with that. Scott has a whole team with Chris and Jason that can do one-on-ones. I know they've been doing that with you guys, even with the FE Express. So feel free to reach out to me or Scott's team so you guys can get some one-on-one, you know, especially if you have clients or IULs, so you can get on a fast track to getting you know, those services done. And
yeah, I appreciate that, Bill. Yeah. Yep. So I just put in the chat here my two internals, Chris and Jason. They're fantastic. They know their stuff. If you guys do have any illustrations you need help with, any policy designs, they know their stuff. They run these things all day long, so they've kind of seen it all at this point. Give us a shout. Let us know. Get us involved as soon as you can so that we can help you, you know, nail that sale and help you out with any illustrations you have. But yeah, we're in a good spot right now, I think, in multiple areas. It's not just final expense, to your point, Bill. We do have a very competitive IUL. We have good, you know, non-med limits. I think they're going to get better. I'm hoping by the end of the year here, we're going to make some enhancements to those too. But incrementally, you'll see Transamerica's is fighting. We're fighting hard, and we're making a lot of changes. So just, you know, stay tuned for all those updates coming your way as well.
Oh, I appreciate that so much, Scott. I really do. Any last questions, guys, before we wrap this up for the hour, then the top of the hour? All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll do a marketing one on this product. Doing some Chick-fil-A, you know, type of presentations, guys, how you can market this, what I would do on this scenario, how I market wills, living wills, and power of attorneys, and why I was getting so many leads and policies written, just doing that. Now that it's connected to a policy, even easier. Okay. I was doing it manually. I had to use another software to do that, you know, for my clients. Now it's like all in one. So stay tuned, guys. We'll do that next week. You'll see an email. I will personally be doing that, and maybe Everest will be on there too. Well, you'll get those attachments, those PDFs and everything, how to do all of that. So stay tuned, Scott. Really appreciate you and everything that you do. And look out for a wave of apps.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody's time. Aubrey, thanks for sharing your screen and helping us out with that walkthrough earlier. But yeah, if you guys need anything at all, give me a shout, or give my, you know, two internals a shout. We're here for you.
Yep. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thanks for the information.